Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me. I had to keep my eyes on the prize. I had to keep my eyes on the prize, and I have to keep doing what's in front of me. And it took a minute for me to try to really regroup once I got in here, because I have really went through something these past three years. And I stumbled upon a picture as I was going through my phone. And the picture was of me before I met him. And I went, as the time went on, I didn't look like that anymore. When I was looking up at him and he took the picture, I was looking hopeful, love all over my face. I didn't realize what I was stepping into. And that's part of being a trusting person. I trust you. I really do. I trust you. I mean, of course, I'm not naive. I trust to a point. But when someone came along and said, I love you and I want to be with you the rest of my life. I want to do this. We're going to have this. We're going to go here. We're going to have it. And then, and you're clicking. You went to the same high school together, different things like that, and you're clicking. And so, but I did that. I went and did that. Come to find out, that's not the type of king that God was planning for me. I thought that's what when I had the vision of a king. I'm thinking it's somebody that's with me side by side like this, but no. There is a king in the motherland who is doing the work for the movement, an ambassador over there. And he is the king who I relate to back and forth. See, the ancestors are sending me people by divine intervention, where it's needed in the community, and working with these people. And I'm telling you, it's all being sent by God. It is all being sent by God. And, I'm getting back, I'm getting back. And the oppression is trauma, though. It's trauma. So just imagine what I went through, with my husband, then knowing that I don't mean anything to this country. And then, I ain't got God. And then on top of that, I'm watching the trial too every day. That's that's compounding the oppression. When we dwell on it, that's compounding it. That's making it worse. So we got to stop dwelling on the evil. He's not going to get away with it. He's going to prison. And he still got to deal in the afterlife. He still got to give an account. I don't know what they thinking. I don't know, they really think that when they leave here, they just go to sleep and that's it. I don't know. I don't know. They don't think that they got to give an account to the judges in the afterlife. The saints will judge the saints, and we are not the saints. And what's going on over there in the motherland, all the evil and corruption that's going on, they are going to give an account. I've came face to face with tormented souls. It's oppression. It's oppression, that we are dealing with, that we have taken out on one another. And we have got to rise. We have got to begin to do better as a people, because we want better. We are headed towards genuine equality. We are headed towards genuine equality. We are headed towards making a difference in our community, making a difference for our future, making a difference for our children, making a difference for our families. I hear the freedom fighters, they keep telling me to keep on pushing, despite my oppression, despite what I'm going through, despite every day. What I have been dealing with, a spiritual warfare that I have finally gotten rid of, so that I am able to totally devote to the movement, to growing the movement, to drive and love everywhere. I just been sitting here meditating on Panama, and I am so happy. It is beautiful over there, and I'm so happy to see that we are growing in Panama. I'm happy to see all the places that we're growing in. I'm happy that you're listening to me. I'm happy that you are shining your light of God, which is love, my way, because I certainly need it. Without love, without the light of God, we would die. We would die spiritually, and then we would die physically. And we're supposed to love one another. God commands us to love. We supposed to be here for one another. We supposed to be God's servants. And let me tell you something. When it comes to a ministry, they say that you can't run a ministry without tithing. Well, yes, you can, because I do. I tell the people the good news, the word of God, and when it come time for people to donate, those people will know who they are. As far as my ministry, my people have never tithed to me. I ran and funded my own ministry. You do not need, if God is in it, then God is in it, and you supposed to be able to run it without being off the backs of his people. You're supposed to be able to bring the people the good news of God, which is love and to forgive, not preaching on folks' business. I don't preach on people's business. I preach on what I came up over. I preach on how I overcame the battle. I preach on how I won. I did go to ministry, Bible school. I did, but I became ordained, but I didn't get no degree from the Bible school, because I was in the school and stuff, and I'm like, but and it's a calling. It's just a calling. And even when I was going through the ministry school, I wasn't in there no more than a few months. But even as I'm going through that, I'm feeling like I'm actually going through oppression at the same time. I'm going through different things. How this country has held me back. I can't even buy a house now. This country got me tied down financially. And until I come up out of that, I'm telling you, I can't buy a house. I'm telling you, this country just holds you down. They hold your neck to the pavement. See, I already know that they do that, so I ain't got to look there and watch it on TV. But they made sure, it's going on so much in this world, so much evil that they showing it to us and let us see it. That this evil is going on. So now that we know the evil is going on, now that they done showed it to us, they've been showing it to us all the way back since they had cell phones, since cell phones began to be started. When really back when Rodney King, we watched the beating of Rodney King. We all watched him be beat, but they had to put it on trial to see if he got beat. But we know that he did. We know they did. They said no, they didn't do it, but they did it. We watched them. How they didn't do it when we watched them do it? So you saying we crazy? So now you saying you got to try this man to see if he put his neck to his knee on his neck. You got to try him and see if he did that when we watched him do it. What is this? He murdered him. How he gonna say he didn't do it when he did? He lying. That's perjury right there. They got witnesses standing out there. They filmed him. He perjuring himself by lying and saying he did. I'm not guilty, but you guilty. You did it. See, that's what I'm saying. This messed up justice system here. But when it come to us, oh, guilt! You already guilty. You guilty before you say you ain't guilty. You gone. Just like Khalif Browder, he was gone. They took that poor young boy away from his mama, away from his family, and threw him in Rikers Island over something that he didn't even do. I ain't gonna never forget that. That makes me so angry. I don't know. Every time I think about it, I get to shaking and get mad because of how he was robbed. And then here go the city want want to throw some money at the family. Oh, there you go. Oh, and then we're going to slow walk the legislation if we even get it through, and trying to throw the governor out who trying to get the legislation through. But y'all slow walking it. The Republicans in there holding it up. But if it had been your son, what would you have done? I'm telling you that right there, the injustice that's in this system. But look, we do got one Lone Ranger, and he trying to do something by himself. Joe Biden is a movement by himself. He really trying to push some stuff through, and him and his beloved sweet vice president, she right there by his side, Tonto. I'm telling you, and they in there and sweeping up some justice right now. They getting some people, High Old Silver. They getting some people together. They rounding some stuff up. They got in there a new sheriff in town, Merrick Garland, and he finna get some stuff. He got his broom. He getting ready to get some stuff swept up and done right. And I'm telling you, and so there is some light. That's why I'm telling you, hold on. There is some light. Turn that TV off and start meditating on the Lord, meditating on the positive, because you know that God is working it out. God is putting us through. We gonna make it. We gonna work it out. It's coming. I'm telling you, our time is coming. So you can, it's Saturday morning. You get up and you can go back and watch you some old Soul Train reruns, because watch something positive, watch something that's gonna make you smile, make you laugh. Because I'm telling you something. Despite the oppression, they had a good time every day. Saturday morning, we was in for a real good time, watching them dance and trying to learn them new dance moves that they was doing, and then it was time to go outside. I'm telling you, those was we gotta focus on the good times and reminisce about the good time. Because see, I had somebody I was talking to, and he was reminiscing to me about his good time. That's what I want to hear. Let's hear about the positive and how they overcame. And despite everything, they had a good time. Still trying to have it and keep it. Just knowing that God is watching us. We're spiritual people. We ain't bound under religious law. You ain't got to be holy moly. Be you. Just be the best you that you can. That's what you do. Be the best you. Don't be the worst you. Let them see the best you. Let them see how you overcame. Let them see how you rose. Start updating your wardrobe. Dress royalty. That's what I'm finna do, honey. I'm finna dress royalty. I'm finna show up and show out. When they see me, they gonna see a queen. I don't care where I may go. If I go to the park, if I may go to Dollar Tree, I don't care anywhere I may go. But they gonna see a queen. They gonna see royalty dress up. And I'm telling you something, it may be some more episodes pushed out. See, because now I'm motivated. I'm geared up. I'm ready. I'm ready to grow. I mean, I always was, but I had some oppression and stuff going on. And that oppression, sometimes it'll just wear on you and it'll hold you down. It'll pull you down, but you can't keep crying over the oppression. You got to begin to rise. And I'm telling you, the spirits are not resting. They were pushing me to go. Even in the haunted house, even as I'm dealing with the demons scared to death, I had to put them demons out of my mind. I had to put out of my mind what they was doing out there and start focusing on the movement, focusing on the growth program, putting my eyes focused on the prize. Don't focus on that evil over there or that evil outside that door. Yeah, evil what they doing. Keep my eyes focused on the Lord. Don't worry about that situation, because God gonna work it out in the end. He gonna work it out and he gonna make it happen. I'm telling you, honey, it's gonna happen for you. But you got to believe it. Your breakthrough is coming because you're growing. That's one good thing. Because just wait till you hear my story. It's gonna come out. Because it's a beautiful ending, but it's trauma. It's so much trauma, but that my life, that I was literally shaking from it, just really shaking, and the oppression. And what was just done to me, like I was raked over the coals. I mean, why? I ain't never done nothing to nobody for somebody want to come use me like that and pretend that they love me and pretend that and lie to the judge, lie to a judge that you love this woman, and the only thing you want is 3 used cars. That's all you want. That's the only thing. I would have gave you the car. I'd have helped you buy. You ain't have to marry me for that. I'd have helped you buy the cars. I'd have befriended you, and helped you. And then try to counsel you so you can stop asking people for stuff and learn how to get your own stuff like I did. And learn how to do people right. See, that's what's going on with this highway of life out here, and how people just running folks down. Won't even let you turn in the turning lane. They ain't got time to let you turn right. Will run all up and would tear their stuff up to run you on up in the turning lane. Get on, I'm like, what happened? Where is the patience? Where are you trying to go to in such a hurry that you can't even allow somebody to turn right? I don't care. Maybe they don't want to run up on the curb because, see, they hurrying up, turn up in there because you in a hurry. They may tear their car up, but then you all right because you get to go on down the road. No, we not going to do it like that. See, we getting ready to have some defensive life and defensive drive. We going to first learn how to act right, out here on this road. Stop running people down. You ain't in that big a hurry. And see, I'm telling you what happened to me one time. I'm riding down the road to beautiful California. I'm telling you, riding down the road to beautiful California. Them mountains, boy, coming up through Riverside. Oh, they so beautiful. Okay. I'm riding down the road. I'm in the slow lane now. I'm riding down the road. This man tailgated me in behind. He tailgated me for probably about at least a good minute or two, and then he decided to pull to the left and pass me. As soon as he pulled to the left path, police pulled right behind and got him. See, because you don't do people like that. What are you in a hurry for? What point are you trying to make? What are you trying to do? So we going to have some more defensive driving lessons. We're going to reach our greatness in God. We going to have some defensive life. Let them folks go on by. Those who are out here trying to run you down, who are trying to get you, who are trying to use you. It's time for you to do for you. It's time for you to begin to build your own wealth. A lot of these people, a lot of these charities and organizations we give to and different things and go to for help. A lot of times we can't get no help. We go to these organizations, they don't even believe us. I was laughed out the office. I called up there, the lady laughed at me. She didn't believe when I told her my situation, what my husband did. Not going all into that, but just telling her that I need some help right now. I'm in a situation, and she didn't believe me, and was one of us. And I had to have a conversation with her. I had to tell her about herself. Why did you just do me like that? Why did you just not believe me? Why do we got to down one another like this? Why we can't just be a helping hand? Not a hand out, but a helping hand. Even some words of comfort would have been nice in a situation like that. But when I got done talking to her, honey, she ain't never gonna forget that conversation, because I ain't say one cuss word. I never curse, unless I'm very, very, very angry. And that was then, and that's over with, because I got rid of my problems. I don't have no more problems. They gone. So I don't have to do that. But when you cuss at somebody, you lose them. You lose them when you cuss at them. But when you talk to them, and you really talk to them with a commanding voice, you got their attention. But don't let no cuss. As soon as that cuss word come out, it's over with. You can hang it up. They ain't gonna hear nothing else you say. And that's how you talk to somebody. With love, like I talk to you. I love you. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. We're going to do better, people. A better way of living, a better way of thinking, a better way of acting. All that for a better way in God. Reaching our greatness in God. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom, like the great mountain. Righteousness and equality flowing like the stream, and the light of God shining on us. Keep rising, kings and queens. I love you.